I love this verse. Do you know what I'm going to recite now? Romans 1:16. The Apostle Paul said, "For I'm not ashamed of the gospel. It's the power of God unto salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first, and then to the Greek." And so we need to remember that the gospel equals Jesus. Jesus is the gospel. He is the good news. And so again, what we've been asserting is that Jesus can meet every basic need of your life and my life as a follower of his. So, one of the things I think I've learned over the years is relationships can be pretty challenging. And so the thing that I want you to know today is that Jesus can meet your need for the challenging relationships in your life. He can help you do that. And as I said before, life is lived in relationships. There are four major relationships in life: relationship with the Lord, relationship with ourselves, relationship with others, and relationship with stuff, money, things. And the health of those four relationships will pretty much determine your well-being in your daily life. A friend of mine, Bruce Larson, a number of years ago, wrote a great book. And let me just give you the title. I just love it. There's a lot more to health than not being sick. There's a lot more to health than not being sick. And Bruce had wonderful insight here in a story about his mother. And let me share it with you, and that'll be our lesson for today. Recently, my mother died. She was full of years and a great lady. She loved the Lord with passion, loved her neighbors of every kind, color, age, and economic status. When she was 85, she was a volunteer at the Cook County Hospital in Chicago, cutting patients' hair, fingernails, carrying bedpans, writing letters, and doing general chores. One day a week, she worked in an inner city thrift shop, distributing clothes to the poor. In a program sponsored by our church, she tutored a child from the ghetto and taught her to read. I cannot say enough about my mother's life of service and her genuine caring for people. But, seems like there's always a but. But having said that, I must also say that though my mother told me often that she loved me and demonstrated this in many tangible ways, she never made me feel that I was okay. I spent a lifetime of carrying home my trophies, large and small, without ever getting an enthusiastic response. Toward the end of her life, we were neighbors geographically, and we had dinner together 2 or 3 nights a week. I was still saving my goodies for her, hoping to impress her. My new book, an article about me from the newspaper. Invariably, she would examine the prize blandly and without much comment. Just as predictably, anger and frustration would well up in me and cause me to withdraw from the conversation or become somewhat hostile. Our children at that time, mostly grown, tried to help me. They said, "Dad, get off of Grandma's back. She's a great person, but she doesn't like herself very much. And since you're part of her, she doesn't think you're very neat either. Quit playing your life to her. It's a no-win deal." Well, now my mother was embarrassingly extravagant about my children and their accomplishments, perhaps because they were only partly her progeny. She was extravagant praise for my wife, with whom she had no biological connection. But I believe the kids were right. Her own sense of no worth extended to me, and I had the power to stop being a victim of her inability to respond the way I wanted her to. My problem was not my mother. My problem was myself. When I stopped giving her the power to make me unhappy or angry, she could no longer hurt me, and I could love her and accept the kind of love she was able to give to me. Wow. Think about your relationships. Have you become a victim? Think about what Bruce said he did with his mom. Well, you think about that.